Hey everybody, it's been a while since I uploaded my latest or another video, right? Just been really busy with work. Plus, this machine is currently out of service as it doesn't cut as well. So that's what we're going to try to diagnose today. Actually, I've already diagnosed. The tube is supposedly bad. So that's why we're going to test it. I'll test it in this video and then I'll change it out in this video also and obviously record it all. But right now, I've already aligned the mirrors to the best of my ability. Again, it's a pain in the butt. You can see my previous video on it. It's since this machine was built to be just kind of mass produced. Again, I said this in my previous video, everything is fixed. So everything is screwed down. Everything is not adjustable. It's designed to just be put together and sold. And so therefore you get almost no adjustability in terms of mirrors. What you have to do is, you can't see it from this camera angle, but I have stuffed foil under here. And there's a few shims, but you can actually see the shims right here. You see these little silver things? They're actually strips of metal they placed into the backs of the mirrors to try to tilt it forward or backwards. You can see this is another factory shim right here. There's a little silver thing sticking out. And this one has multiple shims. Multiple on this side. There's actually maybe 2 on this side and 3 on this side. There's some in here from the factory, and then I've also stuffed some foil myself in the front to try to tilt this light, this mirror box up so the laser beam shoots higher into the third mirror and down correctly through the the lens. The reason I was doing that is because my laser beam was coming out at a slant, and it was actually hitting the nozzle. How did it get that way over time? I don't know. I really don't know. I guess the machine decalibrated itself somehow. But anyways, I had to take out this third mirror, drill out the 2 screw holes in there so I get more adjustability in there, but that's a whole nother video. Actually, some guy did a video on this before. Could probably put it in the comments if I remember. But anyways, I've already run the test on the tube. Basically, GweikeCloud says to take a piece of clear acrylic, 3mm, place it right here in front of the laser, first mirror, and then run the tube at 100% power for 5 to 8 seconds. So I did that, and this is what we got. I don't know if you can see it right here. So it did not cut through. It kind of just barely made it, and not even, I guess, sort of halfway through. But it's supposed to cut right through if the tube was in perfect condition. So it didn't. I'm gonna run the test again just for this video's purpose. And just to verify that it's not cutting through, because it's taking me way long to cut any sort of material, and there's nothing else within this, between laser head and here, there's nothing else that you can really adjust other than the mirror. So the mirrors are in focus, which it pretty much is. This laser beam should be cutting, and it's been weaker and weaker ever since my last project. And now for acrylic, I probably need to run like four passes, 3mm acrylic, 4 passes before it actually cuts through, before it only ran once. So, and I also want to say, and this is probably for a new video too, another video, that this tube died 8 days after warranty died. 7 or 8 days, one of those. Basically a week. And GweikeCloud would not warranty it. I'm not saying that they have to, but 8 days after warranty, come on. I think any US company would probably be like, okay, you can maybe 5%, 10% discount on a new tube or whatever. And even nicer companies would probably be like, we'll just honor it. New tube for you. But nope, they said, nope, we're not going to honor it. You're on your own. And so therefore, I have a new tube here. Brand new Yongli T10. Supposedly this tube is used in the Polar and the new GweikeCloud, so GweikeCloud support says it'll work in my first generation machine, so I'm gonna trust in them. I'm gonna just trust in them for now. But anyways, first step is to get this piece of acrylic going in here. I'm gonna put it in this way so it hits a new part of the acrylic. I don't know, to me this is a doofus test. It's like, is it gonna work? I mean, is this the best way to test if a tube is messed up or not? I don't know. They said actually 10 to 30 to 200 millimeters away from the tube. But ain't no one can do that. I guess I'll put it right here. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll put it like somewhere out here a little bit more, just to see if it cuts through at 100%. So I'll be back with the next video after I get this thing trimmed down. Obviously I can't use my laser to trim it down, so I'm gonna have to, I don't know, chop it somehow. BRB. Okay, we are go for the test. Cut down a smaller piece of acrylic to be able to just kind of slot it here. My first test was just kind of lineate here, but figured see what happens when it comes here. I should be able to cut through at 100%. So I got my Lightroom settings all set up here. I don't know if I can show you. Oh, my cords are in the way, but just trust me on that. Set at 100%, cutting a circle out. We'll try to run it for 5 to 8 seconds. So here we go. The GweikeCloud video actually had their piece of acrylic catch on fire. So just be careful when you're doing this. This is not, I don't know. It's one of those tests that I don't like because it seems a little bit scrappy. So anyways, here we go. We'll run the test for 5 to 8 seconds. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nothing, didn't even make a dent. This was the original hole on the original test I did here. So that one don't count. How come nothing came up? All my settings are right. My machine is right. No laser being fired. Let me double check. Well, alrighty then. So laser beam is firing. I see a slight mark on this piece of junk MDF that GweikeCloud supplies you with, and there's no mark on this thing, which means if there's a slight mark there, just a very slight, it's barely noticeable at 100%, and it's already in focus, which means, yeah, I think this tube is dead. I'm surprised it didn't mark this thing even the slightest. I was hoping that it would mark it just a little bit. You know what? Maybe we'll just put it here just for tests purposes. Just put it closer to the laser, you know? We'll run it at 100% and see if it does anything. Here we go. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see the purple line. 6, 7, 8. Purple line as in the laser beam is working. Smell a little bit of the acrylic. Here we go. Looks like it's getting weaker and weaker. 8 seconds. I guess last week it was better. Focus. I can't get this camera to focus. But anyways, last week it kind of, or not last week, like a couple weeks ago when I tested it was halfway through. Now it barely even made a dent. I mean, it made a little bit of a mark, but it barely made a dent. So I think this tube is somehow slowly degrading by itself, because I haven't touched this laser obviously when I made this first test, and it's degraded this much. So something's going on. I don't know. All right, let's swap out the tube. Okay, so what I'm gonna do in terms of swapping out the tube. What am I going to do to swap out the tube is to follow GweikeCloud's instructions. I don't know if there's a way better to do this, so we're going to remove, so I removed the cover already. This silver cover thing, right? There's 4 screws holding it down. So I removed that. So we're going to remove these 2 screws to unhook these thingamabobs. We're going to zip tie this hose down to prevent super duper leaking. Somebody says this thing just slides right off. GweikeCloud video has you actually cut this off, which I'm not going to do. So I'm going to try to pop this off by myself. or actually we're gonna unplug the power, unscrew these connection points to the power, and then pop this off. Supposedly once you pop this off, air is going to get into the system, and you could lift the tube and all the water will drain that way. And so multiple people have used this coolant. I bought a jug of coolant just in case things leak. This actually comes out yellow, so my blue and yellow might turn, my water might actually turn brown in there, but it's been verified by GweikeCloud to work just fine. You get this at Harbor Freight for 10 bucks. I actually got it at Target for 12 bucks because there's no Harbor Freight around me. But yeah, a couple of other people have used this also. So I only bought that just in case coolant leaks, and I don't have enough coolant. But according to my coolant reservoir there, it's still pretty full, so I think it's still a good amount. So we're gonna remove this, tip this up, all the water should go that way, and then pretty much take everything out and then put the new tube in. So what am I gonna do right now is unplug the power, take out the power lines, you know, safety first and everything, and we'll restart the video. BRB. All right, so I forgot to hit record, but put some towels here just in case things start leaking. I've already taken off these things. I don't know what you call it. These things I held in the tube. They're 2 hex wrenches, Allen wrench bolts in here. Should come with your kit to remove it. So that's removed. I'm going to go ahead and remove this high voltage, whatever screw here. Where's my screwdriver? Screw here. I've already unplugged it. Remember, we got to unplug the machine first. So we're going to unscrew that. Make sure that comes off. Don't want to lose that screw. So I'm going to put it right here for now, that screw. And then we'll unscrew this dude right here. Alright, so that's the screw on this side. We'll put it on this side. Hopefully I don't lose those screws. I have my zip tie ready here. Let me make sure everything's good. So this is off. That's off. Oh, we want to introduce air into the reservoir, I think. So we'll open the cap. Oh shoot. Open that cap. So basically I showed you guys the coolant. I also got one of these skinny long funnels just in case I need it to be able to hit in there. Because there is a ledge here. I don't know, my normal funnels probably wouldn't have worked. This thing is actually overkill, too tall, but at least this will work better than my other funnels. So that's just in case I need to refill the coolant. So this is a part I don't know what's going to happen, so I'm going to go ahead, just follow instructions, right? We're going to zip tie this. Zip tie it down. Zip tie it down, right? And then we're going to remove it. Once air is in the system, according to the video, this water should just go that way. Or this water should drain itself. I hope I don't make a mess. And I hope I could take this off. And it doesn't look like it's coming off. Maybe that's why they have you cut it. Okay, maybe that's why they have you cut it. Well, I didn't want to do that, but I guess there's a lot of leftover tubing. Somebody says it just comes off easily. I guess it doesn't. I don't know. Let me try it with a little screwdriver help. Again, this is do it at your own risk. I'm no professional here. I'm just trying to follow instructions. All right, I guess it's not coming off. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. All right, the water's draining itself. You see that? There you go. Woo, no mess. There you go. Bye-bye, water. Bye-bye, coolant. Oh, thank God. All right. So what we're gonna do here is keep this up somehow. I don't want this tipping because there's still coolant in there. I don't want to get a mess here. So I'm gonna just jerry rig some duct tape just to hold the tube up. All right, man, I'm sweating. All right, we're gonna just keep that up here, pointed up. All right, so everything should drain this way according to the video. Oh, there you go. Yeah, drain. Oh, yep, everything's going into the bucket or the reservoir. See you later. See you later. Oh, there's still a little residual. I don't know if that'll go in. Dump it this way. Oh, yeah. Make sure it doesn't drip out on this end. Yeah, make sure it doesn't drip out on this end because I still see a little bit of coolant on this end. All right, drip out, drip out. All right, before I do that, I'm going to get another piece of duct tape just to hold this tube against this wall upright. You can probably figure out your own way of doing this, but it seems like this is what works for me here. So make sure that's steady. Okay, here we go. Another hard one to remove. I'm going to just cap this reservoir just in case right now. And make sure this tube won't break. I'm actually afraid it'll break. But I don't know. Just put some towels here to support it. So I'm going to just try to yank this off like I yanked the other side off. It can work. I don't know. This side looks more caked on than the other side would. Okay, instead of recording this, I think you guys know what I'm doing. I'm going to try to shimmy that off just to save a little bit of memory and this video length. I'll be right back. Whew, okay, back. Got this side off. It did rip the tube a little bit, so I guess I'm going to end up having to cut it anyways. So this tube is out of here. So that's what a laser tube looks like. Super dirty on this side, obviously, since all the cutting is mostly on this side. I don't know if we'll save this. We're going to save this. I think the new tube comes with one, but this is necessary because it caps this end from arcing to the side of your the cabinet, so it protects the electricity from hitting arcing there. So yeah, that's the tube out. Hopefully that was pretty clear. It seems pretty straightforward. I'm going to go ahead and clean that area while I have access to it right now, so we'll be back in a little bit. Okay, brand new Yongli T10 tube, nice and shiny. I actually started hooking up this wire here because if I pulled this red thing out too far, I couldn't. I mean, you could kind of see I can't get the tube in, so I had to put this wire in first, then I'll go ahead and cap it. That way, let's just one more twist just to make sure it's nice and snug. And then we'll go ahead and cap this thing right here. Alright, it's capped. You can't tell, but I'm super sweaty right now. First time doing this, so just kind of nerve-wracking. Also, I removed the zip tie here. I don't think you actually needed a zip tie. As long as you keep this up, all the coolant just kind of, see it? I don't know if you see it. It just kind of runs, just kind of stays there. So just keep it upward so that it doesn't spin. We're going to move this. We're going to tuck this all in so it doesn't contact if it doesn't have to. Oh, it barely fits. And then it feels like it was longer than the original tube. You know what? Let's take a look. The original tube was a Recce. I don't know how you say it. Oh. Oops, some coolant spilled out, so you gotta be careful. Looks like there was coolant, even though it looked like it didn't have any coolant. Oh yeah, the new tube is actually a little bit longer. Hey, look at that. It's longer by one of these heads. I don't know if that matters. That's really interesting. Yeah, it's like longer by maybe a little bit about an inch. Yeah, Go figure. All right, gotta clean this coolant off of the floor later. Anyways, hopefully longer tube means more power. I don't know. I don't know the physics of these things. We're gonna rip off this piece of plastic that's in the front here, so we don't forget. I think there's a lens in here or something. Okay, everything is ready to go, I guess. Power is hooked up on this side. Oh, power should be hooked up on this side. I don't know. So we're gonna just put this tube back in. All right, so what I'm gonna do is put the tube back in. Instructions, GweikeCloud instructions say that once you power up the machine, the pump should just feed the water through, the coolant through automatically. Let's hope that's the case. So again, I ripped this. You see this? I ripped it while trying to pull it out. So we're gonna. Oh, this is facing this way now too. The other tube, the resi tube, was facing this way. All right. So what should I do here? So I'm going to cut this part off since it's all ripped. Take that out before I forget. Oh, I just touched the grease. Gross. All right, so I'm going to connect it this way, I guess. Put it in as far as it'll go. All right, I hope that works. Crossing fingers, don't want to do this entire install and then find out the whole thing blows up or like leaks. So we're going to remove this screw. Remove that screws. And then connect the negative terminal here. GweikeCloud also says we have to refocus after we do this. I don't know. Some people will say that you don't. I don't know. I guess we'll find out once we run our first test to see how things look. I don't see what you have to refocus other than the shimming the laser tube itself. I don't know. All right, that screw is going in. Nice and tight without stripping it. Make sure this is tight. Make sure this side is tight and there are no cracks on this side. Make sure this guy is on. Make sure this guy is fully seated onto this foam gasket here. All right, and I think I'm going to stop the video here. I'm going to put those clamps back on, or those whatever you call those things, BRB. Okay, so tube is installed. So what I realized was that since I don't really live in a place that is, you know, with freezing temperatures or anywhere near that, I'm going to forego using the peak and just use distilled water. This is what a lot of laserists recommend to top off your reservoir. So I did turn on the machine yesterday. By the way, it's another day. Couldn't finish everything up the day before. And I don't know if you can see, but there's a ton. Let's get this in focus. Tons of little bubbles in here. So you can, oh, there's more here. You can kind of see the, I mean, when the machine's on, you can kind of see the bubbles kind of running this way and kind of just getting stuck right here. So we don't want that. I don't want any issues with overheating or blowing this brand new tube that I waited so long for. Sorry, get this clipped onto my tripod here again. All right, here we go. All right, so the plan is to top off my tank. You can kind of see it right now. Oops, sorry. You can kind of see it right there. It's not totally topped off. I didn't have an issue with the old tube, but people recommended that I just kind of top it off to the top. So I'm going to do that with the distilled water. Again, I'm not using the peak coolant because I don't get any freezing temperatures here where I live. But if you do, perhaps you should consider a coolant that is made, you know, for antifreeze basically. And then another tip was to squeeze the pipes. I don't know which end. I'm going to try squeezing that side and this side to try to get the water to be disrupted, I guess, so the bubbles can kind of exit. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and fill the reservoir right now with a little bit of distilled water. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to move this away just in case. Get my trusty. So I have this long funnel I showed at the beginning of the video, but there are more convenient ones I might list in the description of this video below, where it's kind of a right angle, so it kind of goes this way and then down that way. That way you can just hook it up without actually taking this this panel off, so you can just refill, because this skinny part goes, you know, at a 90 degrees into wherever you want it to go. Since I don't have that, I'm going to use this. Ooh. First things first, napkin. Always have a napkin nearby. So we're going to fill that up just with a little bit of distilled water. Open this up. All right, this might be dangerous. I should get a cup probably, right? Oh yeah, I don't want to spill into the machine or anything like that. There that goes. That's going in. I'll fill this up all the way to the almost top. All right, that seems like a good amount. It's right at the, I don't know if you can see it in the video, but it's right at the top, right before it bends. This corner bends upwards. So, alrighty. Remember to cap it. Okay, I'm going to turn the machine on right now. Actually, I'm going to cap my water, so I'm going to spill it. Cap this water. Oh, that's a lousy bottle. Anyways, load it down. All right, we're going to turn the machine on and then see how it goes. All right, let's see how it's doing. You still see the bubbles. You can see all those little bubbles kind of floating past. We're gonna let it run for a little bit, I guess, and see how it does. Let me squeeze the tubes a little bit to disrupt the water flow. Oh, if I watch, check out the bubbles when I press it. When I press it, the bubbles stop. There's still a clump of bubbles right here, though. I don't know if that's gonna get rid of it. Oh, it's moving. I don't know if there's bubbles on this side. Squeezing the tubes. I guess that got rid of a bunch of it. There's still a bunch there. Let's see if it's stuck it again. I can hear the pump whine a little bit every time I press it. Let's see if there's any bubbles going through the middle. I don't think you can see it on video, but there are small bubbles still traveling through. Oh, there's a bunch of bubbles there, right there. I don't know how I'm gonna get that out. I thought filling the tank, you can see that it's almost to the top. Should I fill it up some more? I don't know. Oh, I should make sure the machine is level too. That was another suggestion. So we're gonna make sure the machine is level. I'm pretty sure it was level. Or it's not level. Did not know it was level. It was not level, I mean. Alright, so that's an issue. So this side of the machine is a little bit tilted downward, which means we gotta get this side propped up, my left side propped up a little bit, right? So if I prop this side, yeah, it goes up a little bit. That's interesting. I never bothered to check if this machine was level. Yeah, it looks like it's not level. It looks like it's slanted downwards. Maybe that's the issue that's causing other issues I'm having. Alright, I'm gonna stop the video here and get this propped up on this side just a tad. We'll be right back. Alrighty, got the machine propped up. I had these circles already cut out from a previous project that I slid 4 pieces on this side and 4 pieces on that side to get it propped up. I don't know if you can see it, but it's reading pretty much, I mean, give or take in the middle, much better than before. Still slightly biased to that side, but I'm just kind of eager to see what it looks like right now when I turn on the machine. See if those bubbles go away. Anyways, it's much better than before. I still see a little bit of bubbles. Still see a bunch of bubbles collected here, but it was much better than yesterday. Squeeze, squeeze. That's still not doing it. I mean, it stops and starts to water pretty much, but still not blowing the bubbles away. Still got a bunch of bubbles trapped right there. Maybe I should just let it run for a couple minutes. Alright, I'll let it run for a couple minutes. Okay, sorry y'all, this is another day. All my video cutscenes are kind of out of order at the moment. Sorry about that. Again, I'm no video guy. Just your average Joe trying to get things to work here. So I'm going to bridge the gap between my previous cutscene and the next cutscene with this to say that I ran the laser. You can kind of see there's still a few bubbles right there. And then I left it over a day and most of the bubbles disappeared. I mean, there's still a few here. There's still, I mean, I covered this up. I can't take this off. I don't want to take it off right now. But you'll see that on the other side, if I took this off, there's like a couple bubbles here, a couple bubbles here, but verified with other laser people that that should be okay to run. Obviously, that first day when I had a lot of bubbles, it was not. You don't want that at all. But this, just a tad here. Yeah, you can see it, right? And it looks like that in random various places, maybe in 3 more places over here. And people say that's easy. That's okay to run. Plus, when the pump is running and the machine is on, and the laser is not running, I'm saying when the machine is on, you can squeeze this like super fast is what I found out. If you squeeze it off and on super fast, it should get that the bubbles to move, and eventually some of them will kind of dislodge itself and then get fed back into the system and disappear. So that's a tip. Contrary to my previous cutscene before this one, where I just kind of squeezed it and let it go slowly. I didn't find that to be too helpful, so just kind of squeeze it nice and fast. Off and on, off and on, off and on, and see if you could dislodge those bubbles as the pump is trying to pump the water through. Every time you go like this, you can hear the pump squeal a little bit. I guess it's you're creating pressure. And when you let it go, it all of a sudden like shoots the coolant out through the tube. So that's a helpful tip I received. Anyways, bubbles like this should be okay. I did run the machine, as you'll see in the next video clip, to do a test with my test card, and it was great. So I'm going to end this cutscene here, and you'll see my results in the next cutscene. All right, initial tests show very promising results. My gosh, this thing 50% cuts at, does 9 punch out? Oh, the 9 drops. Yeah, comes out. 10, you got to punch out. Wow, this thing cuts really nice. Used to be on the old Reci to Reci or ECI, whatever, however you say it, I would need to cut at 50% at maybe around 4 millimeters a second. Right now I skipped the 5 millimeter. It's cutting at 6 millimeters a second, 7 millimeters a second, 8 millimeters a second reliably. 9, there was a little tab that I had to punch out. You can kind of see it right there from the sticker. And 10, I had to punch out with just a little bit of force. So I think I could do it. Let's see if 15 punches out. No, 15 doesn't do it. Wow, this is amazing. Oh, 45 is dropping out. 45% at 5 millimeters a second. That's awesome. 6 needs a little bit of force. 7 is not coming out. So this is the 6. It's held on just by a little tab. You can kind of see it there. All right, so looks like this new tube is doing wonders. I think this will speed up my workflow. Yeah, this is great. I don't think it's as fast as a Polar per se. I think the Polar, when I used it, it's just a little bit faster. Probably because it has a finer tuned power supply or something like that. But this new tube is really nice. So it looks like I'm going to be running at 50% again. I used to be running at, actually no, I was running at 65% on the old tube at 4 millimeters a second. Yeah, big difference. Again, the new tube is slightly longer than the old tube. I don't know if that matters. It feels just a couple millimeters thicker. I don't know if that matters, but I am very happy with the results. Yeah, I'm really happy with the results, honestly. This is great. This is really good. I'm really happy. So I guess that's the end for this video. I'm really happy that this machine is back up and running. In terms of the bubbles issue, there are a few bubbles in there, but I verified with other people that it's not a big deal. I put the cover back on, so I can't really show you guys, but there's just a few bubbles there, few bubbles here, and few bubbles here. Not as much as when I showed you in the other cuts of this video. So hopefully that'll hold up well. Yeah, again, this is great. This is 3 millimeter acrylic. Forgot to say what it was. Oh, I can't wait to try this on wood and everything else like that. So that'll be the next project. Thanks for tuning in on this video. Hopefully we'll have more in the future. Oh, power line test. My numbers got mixed up here somehow. I think everything shifts down a little bit. So at 10 it was at 3 MA. So at 10 it should be, I didn't run it at full 100%, so I don't know what it was. So I'm guessing it's still around 20, 21. So that checks out around 60, or if everything's here down, yeah, 60% power on Lightburn. So if I'm running at around 50, then I should be around this range. So hopefully we'll get a lot of life out of this tube. If not, it doesn't matter. It was a good I don't know. I'm very happy. Let's just say I'm very happy. All right, that's all for this video. See you on the next one.